And I'm joined now by Florence
Molly.
Villeminot. Hey there, for a look at what's making headlines in the French press. And we're going to start with the Interior Minister Manuel Valls. And he's in the spotlight for comments he made over the Roma community.
That's right. Very controversial comments he made this week on a radio program. He said that the Roma community has a lifestyle that is in a confrontation with the lifestyle of the French, and that most of them should be deported. So this is caused a wave of criticism, including within the government. Now, you just saw the front page of Le Figaro there with Manuel Valls, but also the minister in the government that's been very critical of him, and that is the housing minister, Cécile Duflot. So Le Figaro says there's a storm within the government. Yesterday, she really lashed out against Manuel Valls, said that he was putting in danger the very fundamentals of French democracy, and she called on François Hollande to discipline Manuel Valls and said that it was his responsibility to address the issue. So far, he's been very silent on it.
All right, well, Le Figaro takes a closer look at what this means for the president.
That's right. Le Figaro says that what Duflot is doing here is really challenging Hollande, basically making him choose. It's Hollande, it's Valls or me. Basically, she's saying, fire me if you dare, says Le Figaro. But she's taking a risk here because Valls is the most popular minister within the government, and François Hollande has really record low opinion poll, so it's unlikely he's going to get rid of Valls, but it's also unlikely he's going to get rid of Duflot because he really needs her as well to keep the Green members of his coalition happy. So according to Le Parisien, what Hollande really needs to do is put out this fire, and that's what he's trying to do. This Roma scandal is casting a shadow on his agenda, the 2014 budget, and also his achievements, a major drop in unemployment last month. And every time journalists grill him on the issue, he manages to wiggle his way out. For instance, yesterday he said, "It's not up to me to comment on the political statements of various politicians." Now, meanwhile, other members of the government are also being very quiet on this issue. Radio silence, says Libération. Nobody wants to spark a government crisis, says Libération.
All right, let's move on to another story involving the French president, and that is, of course, his tackling of unemployment here in France.
That's right. Libération wonders, can he do it? Can he tackle unemployment? He promised to reverse the unemployment curve, and indeed, as I was saying, the month of August, there was a drop in unemployment, but it's, according to Libération, though this is a breath of fresh air for the president, it's a mirage. All other indicators suggest that there's going to be a rise in unemployment in 2014. And Libération says that Hollande is actually very aware of this. He's being very pragmatic about things, and he's showing prudence. He's very aware of the fact that it's going to take a long time for him to tackle unemployment.
All right, Flo, well, something else also making headlines, and that is, of course, climate change.
That's right. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change is sounding the alarm, according to Les Echos. It's on the front page today. The worst case scenario is becoming very real. Red alert on rising temperatures between now and 20, I don't know how to say this. Is it 2100? Is it 2100? We'll see when we get there. No,
exactly. We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. Les Echos got their hand on a report by the IPCC that's going to be presented today in Stockholm. And, well, the figures that the IPCC publishes, they're very alarming. Between basically now and 2100, temperatures could rise between 1 and 4 degrees. And the hardest hit will be the ocean, so water levels will rise as well. Now, Les Echos in an editorial says the situation is beyond urgent here. Basically, we're seeing a collapse of the environment. We're on our way to a global catastrophe. It's almost like we didn't act fast enough. It's too late, basically. So a very depressing editorial in Les Echos today that says that climate change is a real thing now, and all we can do is adapt to it.
All right, and finally, Flo, we've got a French firm offering a unique service involving stem cells.
That's right. The firm in question is called Selectis. It's not based in France because stem cell research is illegal here in France, but what Selectis offers is to stock your stem cells because keep them in a safe place, basically, in case you need them one day to heal yourself. So it takes a skin cell, removes it, reprograms it into a stem cell, multiplies it, and then freezes it for the day when, well, you might need it. So Aujourd'hui en France says this is kind of like a savings account for your future, but you do need to have $60,000 to have this procedure done. So if you have that money, well, invest in your cells.
Why not? Yeah, it's very expensive. All right. Florence Villeminot with a look at the French press. Thank you for that. And do stay tuned. Coming up after the break, we'll have Focus, and we head to Mexico, where our correspondents join the Red Cross as they struggle to meet a remote mountain town nearly washed away by deadly twin storms. We'll have that and more headlines coming up after the break. Do stay with us.